You're listening to Danny DeHeck, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. I earned that nickname by having a full-featured article in the New York Times, who published a story about my quest to name and shame anyone running a Ponzi scheme or a scam. I hope you enjoy the show. So I'm going to show you some stuff. If you're thinking, oh, Danny doesn't know what he's talking about, we did a video a wee while ago, which basically showed you that they were faking everything they were doing, and you may be interested in having a wee look at that now. So first things first is let's just get a screen going where we can do a presentation. What have we got? And this would be a bit mumbo jumbo, but you'll get the general idea. But we should have the DApp open. So I've clicked past that warning, and I haven't connected my MetaMask wallet to their test site. They gave an announcement out yesterday saying that they were going to launch. They'd overcome some major hurdles, but that actually broke down to them claiming that they're going to launch on the testing site and people would be doing real arbitrage trading. Now, there's some real fundamental, just normal stuff that you could use here to use logic if you were sitting on the fence thinking, is this real? That what they're claiming, and, you know, extraordinary claims need extraordinary evidence, is what Rob Woolley would say. Not his quote, but it is a quote that a lot of people need to do. So they're claiming that you can come along here, click 150, select any decentralized exchange, use the Polygon network and click confirm, and their system will go away and look for a deficiency between one platform and another, selling basically the same bunch of bananas. And then you will be able to buy them from one exchange, sell them on another, and make money. Shavez came out the other day and claimed that 4% he was making for 2 days of testing. He was consistently getting 4%. So that means that if you had $150, you're actually going to get, I think it's, you're going to get, what are you going to get? 4% of $150 is $4 and $100. $6 every time you trade $150 using the bot. Now, I don't know. These exchanges would fall over if there was 6% deficiency between one bunch of bananas and another bunch of bananas. I mean, just use logic on that alone. They're claiming, now we have claimed that Pavel was the person who started this arbitrage trading platform. Today, for the first time ever, and I hope that Rob picked up on this as well, Trash Shit come out and gave an announcement and said they've had to start over because we are saying what's happened to Pavel. Pavel was at their opening back in the 1st of March in Dubai, and he was walking around. This is the same organization all ran from Hypertech Group, in my opinion. They have hired people like Mr. H in the past. They've also hired people like Stephen Rees-Lewis. Now, the Guardian newspaper actually did an article about the Stephen Rees-Lewis, who was the CEO of Hyperverse. A guy by the name of Jack Gamble actually found the real Stephen Rees-Lewis, and he's in Thailand. He helped people lose $1.9 billion. Since then, Sam Lee's been charged for serious fraud in his connection to the scam. Bitcoin Rodney, otherwise known as Rodney Burton, has been locked up, incarcerated for his connection to the scam. They've actually arrested Bitcoin Rodney because I've been talking to the men in black who actually literally are the ones that arrested him in the airport when he was trying to do a runner to Dubai. He was trying to sell his vehicles to government agents and basically escape the country. And they had to arrest him in a hurry in the airport. So he's incarcerated at the moment. He's been in prison before. He was one of the key figures at the start of Hyperverse. Now, you might not think they're all connected, and you might think history's history and it's not relevant. Well, that's not true, because we watch money being exchanged. They're using the same banking system. They're all on the blockchain, and they literally have been exchanging money back and forth from one fallen Ponzi scheme to another. So Diversal is the dregs of Hyperverse. So just to give you the lecture on Hyperverse, notice that fetching pairs is still happening. It will only refresh. It's crazy. So what the heck? Now I'm not logged in, and they're going to say it's because I'm not logged in, and then it refreshed back to normal. So these things. So the start of all this come from a company way back in 2013, Sam Lee, Ryan Jew, what am I saying? Ryan Jew and Jaden Wee and another guy called Colin, I've forgotten his name again, who's just in the last few months have had his passports taken off him because he's a flight risk. I've forgotten his name, but anyway, it's not Alan Glow. All right, so there's basically Alan Glow, Ryan Jew, and Sam Lee used to work together. Eventually, they rebranded Bitcoin Group to Blockchain Global. Blockchain Global had a exchange in it, just like these exchanges that they're probably trading on now, trying to trade on now. And the $58 million went missing, and so did Ryan Jew and Sam Lee and Alan Glow as he stayed in Australia. But he's still got millions of dollars. So they finished up putting a travel ban on him, and he's had his passport removed. But in the meantime, Ryan Jew's disappeared. Now, Ryan Jew was going to buy Blockchain Global off Sam Lee for allegedly 400 Bitcoin and $1.7 million. He never paid that money, but it did seem like he got hold of the company, and he may be the one that actually stole the missing $58 million. But in the meantime, both of them disappeared. 8 months later, Sam Lee popped up his ugly head in Dubai, and he launched Hyper One. He came out, and everyone was focused on Sam Lee, but there was another guy there who was associated with it, and that was Shavez. So we've got a video. It's on my homepage of my YouTube channel under the video section of Shavez coming out announcing that he is the Australasia CEO or operations manager for Hyper One under the umbrella of Hyper Tech Group. Anyway, a few months went by, and next thing, Shavez is now the I might have said that wrong, the Australasia manager for Stable Opinion and Stable Deo under and working with Sam Lee. Then Sam Lee started up We Are All Satoshi. We Are All Satoshi then basically claimed that every time somebody invested $1,000, 68% of the money would go into the marketing or the advertising budget, and they would use that money to pay the commissions to the people who referred people in. 30% of the money would be held in a vault, and that was their strength of their claims, and it was called the Vault Horizon. 2% of the money went back to Sam Lee and his tech company that he alleged he had, which is actually owned by Peter, Max, and Sam, and a mystery person that we can't identify yet. And that company seems to be based in Dubai, and we know the building. They don't have servers, and when it flooded in Dubai the other day, Shavez did not go in there and wade in and save the server, because the servers that host all this are in India. Long story short, Sam Lee was getting drunk, doing cocaine, and just off his face all the time. So then he got kicked out by what they call corporate, and then along came Shavez. And then Shavez come along like he was the new boy on the block, but just as I said, he was part of Hyper One, and he was also part of Stable Opinion and Stable Deo, which also had packages that you could buy and lots of promises of things that were going to eventuate and never did. So now Shavez is all over We Are All Satoshi. To prove that he had the money, the day that he come and played, he moved the money from one Vault Horizon to another Vault Horizon. But we don't know, first of all, if there was any money in it at all. And they just burnt through what they said was an advertising budget of $260 million. So they reckon they had 80 to 100,000 people sign up for We Are All Satoshi. These are all fake numbers. I'm just repeating what they said. Now, if that was the case and they had $260 million, I got onto a Zoom meeting with Shavez after he taunted me one day. 20 people text me one day saying that Shavez wants you to come online and he's going to give you a miner. And Shavez also offered me $500 a month to do their YouTube marketing. And he also offered me $10,000 if I come up with his real name, because I asked him for his name and he said he'd give me $10,000 if I come up with his last name. But since then, we've found him in doing videos to promote Hyper One, and he comes out in this video and says his name. Also, they tried to do a copyright strike on one of my videos, and I actually got Chavez's real name. But anyway, no one's paid me $10,000, and I'm good with that. All right, so now Shavez is looking after We Are All Satoshi. He transferred the money from the Vault Horizon to the Vault Horizon 2 to prove he had ownership. But that didn't prove anything for me. A month later, Pixel, please, I'm on the interweb. Pix, what are you doing? What's that noise? So a month went by and there was no money in the second Vault Horizon. And then Shavez came out and said that they had moved all the money to a cashier bank. And he was going to provide a certificate to prove this, which he never had done. Anything they say never happens. In fact, we saw 8 months prior to all this, we are all SATOSHI thing. We saw a presentation, and Sam Lee was actually doing a speech or a talk at one of the events for Cashier Bank. So it shows that Sam Lee was connected to Cashier Bank. Cashier Bank claims to pay 36% per annum, and they were going to share the 3% they get per month with the community. And it was all behind a bridge that was broken and not going anywhere. They closed the bridge in mid-January, and it's never been going since. So if you follow all that, it's a lot of shenanigans going on. Shavez claims he had control of everything. He didn't. So then you've got Tammy and Gobi. I just put a video up this week of Tammy doing the structure on how things are going to roll out with We Are All Satoshi and BTCC. And it was quite breathtaking. Gobi was a guy that was working really close with Tammy Sis, or as Tammy would say, bro. And he rang me up on the phone. He's telling me not to do any bad press about him because he's been saying a few lies, because he was trying to get Shavez to liquidate the Vault Horizon so that he could get the money out of it and pay back the community who invested in We Are All Satoshi through his brilliance and pay back their money. But however, I believe that Gobi, and I've got no proof of this, had actually Gobi had found out there was no money in the Vault Horizon, and there's no money in Cashier Bank, and it's just a whole lot of bullshit. And if the presentations that we were watching for a couple of months beforehand were true, they were claiming they had a massive advertising budget that was given to them via Sam Lee, because Sam Lee was meant to be a billionaire. Well, Sam Lee's no billionaire. I've got that on recording. I chatted to him in a WhatsApp group, one-on-one, for 3.5 hours, telling him that the liquidators are after him in Australia and needs to hand himself in. And one of the things he said, he wasn't a billionaire. And I said, but you've been walking around the streets of Dubai telling everyone that you're a billionaire, and you've been making claims that you're going to make everyone in this room of 50 people, when they all visited Dubai, that they were also going to be a billionaire. Lots of false claims, lots of false accusations. You could go on all day long, and I promise you I won't. But one thing I did say to Shavez when I was talking to him face-to-face in the Zoom meeting is I said, where did the $260 million advertising budget come from? Now, he didn't flinch. He didn't deny that was the budget, but he did tell people when he first came in after taking over after Sam that he watched that budget disappear as people were losing faith in We Are All Satoshi and Sam Lee, and they were withdrawing their funds. Now, mathematically, the amount of people that were in We Are All Satoshi couldn't actually have earned enough rewards to withdraw the $260 million that was theoretically in their coffers. So even that doesn't add up if you do maths. You've got to do maths for this sort of stuff. So anyway, then I said, well, if there was $260 million, how come that means there should have been, instead of $4.2 million in this Vault Horizon, there should have actually been $114 million in this Vault Horizon. Anyway, they laughed at me, scoffed at me, told me I was nobody, and they kicked me out of the Zoom. So that's the beginning. So now we've got We Are All Satoshi. When Shavez took over, he came up with this thing called affiliate marketing. And basically, We Are All Satoshi now becomes an affiliate website where the multi-level marketings, or otherwise known as hyper community, will literally sit there and look for products that they can sell. Now, they don't literally care whether these products work or not. That is literally irrelevant. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to flick it up a screen. And this is the organizational chart of the beginnings. So as I talked about, we talked about Colin Star Capital. Colin Star Capital is actually Ryan Jew. Blockchain Global was actually Sam Lee. Now, Ryan Jew did own 40% of Blockchain Global, but he wanted to own the whole company. Hence, I said that he offered Sam 400 Bitcoin and $1.7 million in cash. The big company behind it all is Hypertech Group. And Hcash was another foundation, and this is basically their version. Hcash still seems to have tokens today. But if you look down here, you can see that they've got strategic partnership layer, and in here they've got the hyper community. So the hyper community was all over Hyperverse. Hyperverse basically couldn't sustain the rewards they were offering to pay people. You signed up, you paid $300 for a license, and over 600 days you were going to be drip fed your own money. No, you weren't. You were going to be drip fed other people's money back to you. $300 would turn into $900 of rewards, and then you could change them into HU dollars and change it back to fiat country, and away you go. However, what happened is you had to recruit people. Now, they had this thing called their 20 account structure. And basically, 52% of the money that got paid into Hyperverse would go back into paying the multi-level marketers. And that's why they loved it and lapped it up, and they got such a good traction. But people caught onto this, and they decided to create 20 accounts of their own. So if you went to Joe Blogs and said, hey, do you want to sign up? And they signed up at the top of your pyramid, you would literally get 52% of their money would get paid straight back into your account. So I've got videos of Kalpesh Patel, and Keith Williams has passed away on the 12th of May and just got buried on the 8th of, he died on the 12th of April, and he just got buried on the 8th of May. Even had somebody from the funeral who decided to do a search on Keith Williams when they were at the funeral, found all my videos, watched them, saw me in the New York Times and rung me and said, I can't believe that Keith had such a shady history. But my point is that it's not Shavez running the show. Shavez is a puppet. Sam Lee's not running the show. Sam Lee was a puppet. The Hypertech group is the group that I believe. This chart here has too many coincidences that's happening. Right, so now we've got you up to an affiliate program called We Are All Satoshi. Now, Shavez has promised that community that he will be producing new products for them to sell, because they are just on a salesman. So you've got Joe, you've got Chantal, you've got David, you've got Grace. They're all, Grace seems to be paid, to be honest, but all these people are out there selling and pushing and telling people to sign up for these programs. So unfortunately, what is happening, people aren't doing the research. People don't believe I know my shit. Well, I do know my shit. And even right now, I'm going to bring up a screen of the main wallet addresses for We Are All Satoshi and Boomerang. Now, Boomerang was meant to be a separate product. It was meant to be designed by Pavel. Pavel did raise his head in the month before March. They're at an opening in Dubai. But now, today, groundbreaking news. And that is, we need to have a news source, but I won't distract what I'm doing. What the hell is this? That's it. Just make sure I'm all good. So
we'll be right back.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Don't go to sleep on me. That's an elephant. I don't know why, but I like elephants. I think it's because my mum said no one's talking about the elephant in the room. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. And you don't want to or even think about changing the record. I've got some really cool sound effects, and I just had to find a place to use them. I can do explosions. I've even got a gunshot and a boom. Isn't that quite cool? Anyway, I just wanted to wake you up. Wake up, and we'll get into it. And by the way, just grab a drink. I'm going to grab a glass of champagne. Let's carry on. That's good. All right. Grab a coffee if you like one as well.
Trashit just announced that they've had to start over. Now, that's them answering me saying, what's happened to Pavel? It's me answering them and saying, why don't you show us through your development team? Why don't you get a camera, walk through and show us the developers that you claim that you have? Because we believe there's only two people running the show, and that is Lucky and Shavez. That's what we believe is happening, even though there could be, obviously at the top, well, I do believe that Hypertech Group is still running. And the reason I say that is because we're watching the money. We're watching the blockchain. We're watching money being lifted off the platform. See this figure here, 328. Well, that was $5.6 million the other day. And that money's been lifted out of the super wallet address. If Boomerang was a separate product, then why is the money for the licenses being paid into this super wallet address? This is the same wallet address as We Are All Satoshi, which theoretically is Sam Lee started up. If Sam Lee started up the company, how come he got kicked out of his own company? Or is it Hypertech Group who's behind all this? These are the questions that you really want to know. So you come down here, and just in the last 2 minutes, somebody has signed up for a $500 license. They would have had to sign up for a We Are All Satoshi membership, which is normally $50. And then if they wanted to be a promoter of the product, they would have had to buy their left leg and their right leg. You can buy your own left leg and your right leg, and that apparently is called a binary affiliate system. But if you go down here, you'll see, an hour ago, $500, and then here's 3 lots of $50 lots, 58, $200, $100. Somebody's just topping up their wallets here to get $500 to buy a license. But When they were in Dubai, we were watching this, and every day there was about $250,000 coming in and flooding in. So what got unusual was Boomerang actually decided that they would make it that people could buy licenses direct. Now, the new website that you're looking at right now that you shouldn't connect your MetaMask wallet to has taken out the links. And also, there is no trading anymore. And they were letting people buy their licenses direct. Well, this upset the Joes and the Davids and the Chantels and the Yvonne Henrys and the Carl Millers, because they were getting intercepted and they weren't able to sell and get their commission money. I still haven't figured out how they actually get paid that commission money, but because Lucky, we got a secret recording from our whistleblower of a meeting where Lucky was basically, we were listening to a recording with 35 people in it, and they were just trying to figure out what was actually happening and what strategy to keep the people happy. And it was amazing. That's on my YouTube channel as well. Bore yourself for an hour, listen to that. But they make these amazing claims that if you were thinking that this is a proper organization, you would be wrong. And I've done the research. I've done the watching these videos. So now we've got a website where they've decided that they won't let people buy their licenses direct because the multi-level marketers were getting upset. However, if you look at this website here, and I reduce this down to mobile like this, the navigation bar turns up. And when you're a website editor, you've got to edit the mobile version of the website and also the desktop version of the website and also the iPad version of the website. So that because this is all done with shady website developers and not a big corporation and a team of developers, they have got to take out the navigation links that were there previously. So this is now what I call, see how it breaks? That is breaking from one navigation to the other. Now you've got market opportunities in here, and you've also got the subscriptions. So this just shows you the incompetence of the website developer. I personally believe the website developer is probably Shavez, and he is trying to create something. But you go into market opportunities. Now, so when you get into that page, you can make the browser big again, and you're back to how we have always been. So why do I think this is a scam? Well, they have literally told people that if they go into the market opportunities that you're looking at the moment, that they'll be able to select opportunities on the market. Now, if I refresh this page enough, I will actually find opposite trades, one high, one low, going the same way from the same exchanges. We found the test website. Well, we found what we thought was the test website. Then they reported it as a malicious website, which is ironic. Then we weren't sure whether we found the test website. And we couldn't figure out why they would go down that path of saying that this is a test website, which is really, really weird. G'day, Thomas. Nice to see you here, mate. Are you in a taxi on the way somewhere? This is a subscriber chat only. That's right. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can't chat. If you do subscribe, you'll be able to chat straight away. But that's sort of slowed down some of the bots out there. It is a scam for sure. All right. So when we found the test website, we noticed that they had added new exchanges. And you can see they have added the exchanges, but they hadn't actually updated the icons, which is really funny. But there is a new exchange. So if I refresh this enough times, this used to have a beach ball that took 30 seconds to load this page, but now it's pretty much instant. All right. So see, it's instant. And every time I refresh it, I get new trading amounts. But you could sit here and refresh this all day long, and you'll never get a percentage more than 1.3. And I'll show you why that is in a minute. But anyway, let's just have a bit of fun here for a minute. And I'm going to find two opposing trades, meaning two trades that go either way. If I hit refresh enough times, I'll probably find a USDT, Welt and USDT. So now I'm looking for Welt and USDT. And there we go. There. So here's an example. Now this is showing you that this isn't real arbitrage trading, because here's two trades, DAI and USDT, and 0.1, and down the bottom here, just before this refreshes, USDT and DAI, and it's basically the percentages are actually about the same, but they're going one way and the other one's trading the other way. Does that make sense? Now you've noticed that refreshed. Now you would think that when it refreshed, you'd get new opportunities. But no, you could sit here all day long and you'll see that this is exactly the same as it was 30 seconds ago. So now you've got your opportunity. What you meant to do is you meant to go to the DAP. And when you go to the DAP, you basically do this trade that you want to select the tokens. You want to enter the quantity that you want to trade. So you might want to trade $1,500, right? And you submit that. Now, the more and the higher the flash loan money that you trade with, the lesser the percentage that you get, which is just kind of ironic. So if let's say, forget all that and you do your trade, and then we can predict how much money you're going to get on an arbitrage trade. Would you believe that true? Well, yes, it is true. I can predict how much money you'd get. Now, when we showed this, we actually they stripped the code out of the website because they don't want this code on the website anymore. And as you can see, it's not in the navigation, but when you go down to the mobile version, you can get this back. Right, so now we're looking at this and we're thinking, why does it refresh the same shit on a different day all day long? Good question. What you can do is you can actually right-click on the website. Now, I might need to flip into a more a designer website, so I'll do that at the moment. We're going to go to Window, and I want you to follow along. So remember the market opportunities? I'll go show you how we do this. Now, they've literally been removing code out of the website, so I can't show you this stuff. So you're seeing some interesting stuff. Now, if you want to see the code, I think I did the code. Let me see, code B. Oh, you're luck. Here you go. So I'm just putting in the chat room. You need to use Chrome, right? And you basically right-click on any website, including this one if you want to, and then you get all this code that can look a little bit daunting. But that little wee 200 character instruction there will get you to where I am now. So what you do is you click on sources, and then you come down, and I'll drop these all back how they normally are, and you'll see testing. So you can click on that one if you want, and I'm just going to shut down these pairs so you get the same window. All right, so then what you do is you go down to static, and that's already dropped down. Is it static? I forget. Yeah, I think it's static. Yeah, it is. So then you click on static, and then you drop that down, and you're looking for a folder that's called JS. So you probably won't be able to see that very well, but you can enlarge your screen and watch me on TV. It's not rocket science. Just got to find the right thing or follow the instructions in the chat room. So then you go into JS. Now, there's a couple of files in here that have disappeared since I've been showing people this stuff. But let's go to maintenance. And in the maintenance area, you can see this is where, actually, opportunities is the one you want. Oh, look at that. So here it is here. So all these peers that you see on the homepage, and let's just open up another tab while we're here. Let's go to app/OPP. And oh no, I've gone to the wrong site. We're meant to go to testing. It used to be XYZ instead of testing, and they had to move it because it was secret. All right, so you've got these peers here. Now, all these peers that you see with these percentages, which you've been told that you can click on and go trade, are coming from the website code. And that's how silly it is. And then down here, it tells you the maximum percentage is 1.3 and the minimum is 0.25. So if you think this is special, this is just website code. All right, so now to prove the point home, so then the next thing we need to do is we need to go to my YouTube channel and we need to find a video for you to watch. Now, this is a presentation basically for people that are sitting there as doubting Thomases, believing that this is real arbitrage trading. Well, we're going to prove that is not the case. So if you're on my YouTube channel, you click on videos. And what you're looking for is a video that's just goes back a little bit because people might be watching this in a couple of weeks' time and exposed with $1 USDT. And if you go into this video that I did, you'll see Rob and I got together. He's a good mate of mine, another good YouTuber. And while I'm there, and if you haven't subscribed to Rob's channel, I want to make sure you do. And I'm going to put the link in for that. I'm not going to do the words. I'm just going to show you. But first of all, I went through and we showed how we just topped up their super wallet address. And then we're also showing you that people were able to trade. As soon as we topped up the money, trading commenced. So we actually put money into We Are All Satoshi's paying the exchange to take up. As soon as we did that, through, you can see here, these are actually, so that was hilarious in itself. But then after we showed people that we can basically fix the system, and we went through a few trades where people were getting paid money, and I'll show you some of those at the end. But just for now, I wanted to show you that we went through the opportunities, and we showed you that code that I just showed you in real time. But then we showed you this code. Now, this code is actually how they work out how much money people will get paid into the MetaMask wallet. So this video doesn't lie, but in here it says Rapmatic and Sand. If someone was going to trade between $1 and $46, they would get 1.3% interest. So I'm just going to push play on that a little bit because it did go along a little bit. And this one line of code was all in one line, and it was 250,000 characters. So you can see Rapmatic and Sand. If somebody traded, they were going to get paid between $1 and $46. They were going to get paid a percentage of 1.3. So it worked out that we put all these graphs, all this line, we broke it up as much as we could, and we put it into ChatGPT, and we told ChatGPT to put it in a table format where we could see all the tables and all the percentages. It was absolutely amazing. So I don't know if I actually did that on this video, but there is graphs, which I may have done. Rob's done them in his videos as well. But basically, we've basically shown that this is not true in arbitrage trading. So since then, the website went into maintenance mode, and since then, we've only had, stupid stuff to deal with. So if you wanted to find the other code that went to remove, what you used to do is go into main, which is in the same place that you find opportunities, and that will load in a second. So this is the main, and this is for the main website. And then what we used to be able to do is used to search for a percentage that we saw people keep getting, which was 1.22. And now that code's been stripped out, which is absolutely amazing. But if you look at the code of the website, even some of the stuff that they've actually left in here after they've stripped it out, even if we went USDT, you would see that this code was, but that code got stripped out, and there's a whole line of code in there, and it just got taken out, which is just amazing. But I'm just having a wee look. So now, though, I believe they'll be rebuilding this website, redoing it, and they'll be trying to hide how they're doing it to fake you into thinking that this is real arbitrage trading. But it's not. So we've proven that the website will generate all the payments. So now what you want to do is you want to have a look at some amazing trades, because we've got this guy called Top Trump. And Top Trump was literally going for it. He was living the dream. Now we'll be able to filter out his stuff, I think. Let's go advanced filter, TRC20. And I'll see if I can do this. It will go away to Cloudflare and just make sure that I'm not using up all their bandwidth on their website, and I am a real human. 1 minute, please, caller. Right, what have we got? If you've got any questions along the way, feel free to ask. But it's good to sort of get the rundown every now and again on the whole spiel of it. So now we're going to add another filter in here. We're going to tell it to just sort everyone by request flash loan. All right, so if you want to become I'm not a, expert when it comes to crypto, but I have learned a lot by tagging information and watching people on the blockchain, which has been quite exciting. So this is a person that did these trades 81 days ago. Yeah, 81 days ago. But don't forget that the bridge has been shut for over 150 days. And also they've been trying to launch Boomerang since the 1st of March, which I think when we're filming this video, we're probably 80 days around about, let's say. So this is actually just before anyone was doing real trading. So it's right at its prime. So if we just literally opened up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can keep going. You can even have a look at this address if you want. But Top Trader actually managed how to scam these guys. And what he was doing is he was trading for little amounts and getting big returns. So I'll just run you through a trade as I know it. But he would borrow the flash loan money. he would go away and purchase the money on the exchange that had it selling cheap, and then he would pay back the flash loan provider. So all the trading's real. So it's just like you using your crypto wallet and deciding that you're going to change your money from USDT to maybe my favorite coin, which is Ruby coin. And you may just basically select one and select another one, trade. So there's real trading going on. They're borrowing the money from flash loan provider, which is Aave, I think. And this particular guy was trading for $13. And this trade, if you go down to line 4, and if line 4 is less than line 3, then this trade actually lost 5 cents. So you would wonder, how did he get $1,349 paid into his MetaMask wallet? So he must have been like, I figured out how to rip them off. And I know they're doing fake trading, and I know that the percentages that are in their website aren't real. So then he started doing really weird stuff, like this one here, 0.11, sorry, 0001, and that would equate to $2. If you click on that, you get today's rate. So just so you know. And once again, even though he only did, I don't even think that one actually lost any money. Yes, that stayed the same. That's the first one that stayed the same. Yeah. Oh, no. I think I'm up. I think I've actually got, hold it, let me get this in the right place. Oh, no, we have. So that's the first time I've actually seen one that stayed the same. But it did lose, but it just didn't change the percentage. It's because you shouldn't be looking at the monetary value on the right. You should be looking at the one that's highlighted, because that's the actual. So it nearly lost a cent. But anyway, it still managed to pay out $1,500. Yeah, $1,500. Let's look at another one. So we come here. And if you've been watching this like me, you've got to give me credit for how much I've watched this. But Shavez changed the rules. He said that no one's allowed to do an arbitrage trade for less than $10. There's no point. It's just stupid money. If you're doing it for that, you're not going to make any money. But that was because what we call Top Trump was doing a trade for $1 and managing to get $1,400 out of it, because there are mathematical equations that generate how much you get paid behind their website that they've now removed, which we've got on video, didn't have an equation. So then it come into this thing called the lucky trader. And the lucky trader seemed to make a mathematical equation that went off the Richter scale. And that's why we believe this guy was actually getting $1,300 return from $1. Now you might think, wow, that's amazing. But are you telling me that there's an exchange out there that has got that big a deficiency? Or am I telling you this isn't real arbitrage trading? This is all done with smokes and mirrors. And that's what you're looking at, kids. And you've got to share these videos and get them out there so people can wake up before they lose their money. Now, we've got to use logic as well. So let's think you use logic. What they were doing at one point, you would buy a $500 license and they'd give you $1,500 worth of flash loan money to go show your friends and family. And you were meant to go along there and do these $20 trades. Now, the $20 trades were paying out the 1.3. So people would go, wow, I did a $20 trade and I got paid, what's 1.3? I don't know, whatever it is, 10 cents, 15 cents. And they'd say, imagine if you did a $200,000 trade. But with the graph that we had that was 250 characters long, the more you traded, the less the percentage you've got. The minimum percentage was, in one case, was 0.52. And it just showed you can't do large amounts. So then people started asking, why can't I just do all the flash loan money I receive at one point? So you will be able to do that, they said, once we launch. They've never launched. But they did pay people. So if you bought a $10,000 license, you got $50,000 worth of flash loan money. And if you work like a beaver doing all the trading that was looking like it was happening, what we're looking at right here, at the most I ever saw anyone get from their $10,000 investment was $800. But what they were doing is they were topping up these wallet addresses, which I now will show you. They were topping up these wallet addresses. DBank, is it DBank? Think. Yeah, it is. So these wallet addresses are all linked to contracts, and you can see these contracts. So hopefully that will load. Yeah, I got the right place. That's a change. So you go into the portfolio, and this is what we call the 0x33A account. And in here, you can see this was the funding account, which was topping up. So every time you did a request for a flash loan and you selected money from one exchange and sold it on another, to make the transaction go through, they had to fund the transaction. And this is the funding wallet address. So what we learned is that if we top up this money the trading would commence. And this really threw a spanner in the works for them. This was our proudest moment. So I won't show you all the trades, but that $2.24 is mine. Well, it's actually Susie Stealth and Crypto G, because they gave me the money to put into my MetaMask, and then I transferred the money into here. I accidentally did it wrong. As I said, I'm not an expert. I transferred $2. I used Binance and transferred USDT from Binance instead of changing it to Polyscon and then transferring the USDT in there. So that was exciting, but you can see all the other addresses were empty. So if you topped up these addresses, everyone who was doing testing trading the tests would start up again, and it was a crack up. So I will prove that, because I think it's quite relevant. And I want to show you, just so you've really got a good head around it, and you're fully, you've got the same knowledge that I've got, and then you can help tell other people. So what we've gone into is the transactions of that wallet. And in a few minutes, when it loads, you will see what happened when I topped up their wallet with money, because liquidity was the problem. So they would take the website off and say it's in maintenance mode. No one would be able to get their gifted, because they changed it to gifted money. So this was meant to happen in December, and this was meant to be a Christmas present to people. And just before Christmas, they shut the bridge to We Are All Satoshi, and no one could get their money out. So then Shavez came up with this wonderful idea that he's going to come out with a Christmas present, and he launched Boomerang. Since then, the deal was you buy a $500, $1,500, I'm not sure to be exact. I think it was $5,000, maybe a $10,000. I think there was 4 licenses. But if you got a $10,000 license, then they would give you $50,000 worth of flash loan money to play with. And they were literally using your own money to pay you back. Because as I said, the most anyone I ever saw got back was $800. And the most I've ever heard anyone getting back, we had a lady the other day said she managed to get $19 back from her $1,500 flash loan. In here, you can see 2.3, which is me topping up the wallet with the correct money. And there's the $2 where I topped it up with the wrong money. And here is a transaction for 20 cents. And if you go down here a little bit more, there's another one here for 30 cents. So as soon as we topped up these wallet addresses, transactions started happening again. And this proved that I could control whether We Are All Satoshi was claiming to be arbitrage trading or not. But since then, they've stripped out that code, and now they've come up with this elaborate excuse saying it's not connected to the exchanges. So here's some fun here. Now I'm going to show you that they need to pay 35 cents to make that transaction go through. And they also need to pay the money that you get paid into your MetaMask wallet, and it's all done via their website. But if you go down here enough, you'll see they'll put another $1 in. I did it over 3 or 4 days. I kept testing it every day because it was such a hoot to be able to make, because I had these videos coming out basically saying that I am in control of whether arbitrage trading is working or not. Now, Rob's posted a message in here. I probably said something wrong, because Rob pulls me up on this stuff, which is good. But first of all, before I do that, I'm just going to go get a typical trade. And this one here was a 20 cents. So if I go into the platform here, this is really interesting, because we had someone watching us, and we actually gave him a nickname, and we tagged him as Boomerfish007, a bit like James Bond. And when we were telling him to pick post tether USDT, they were doing it. So they went in there and they selected post tether. They put a bid in for $26, and we could predict that they would get 1.3 paid out on that. And then if you go down to line number 4, you can actually see that that is less money than line number 3, which actually meant that this trade that they did actually lost money. All right, but that means that they had to now come up with, let's add that up, 17 cents to make that trade go through, plus any fees. So there was a fee down here for plus the $3 that you worked out. So if you went and added that up and you got your $15, $26, and you work out your 1.3, that would add up to 3 cents. So you get your 3 cents and you add it to the loss, and that becomes 20 cents. And if you come back here, you can see they had to pay in 20 cents. Now that transaction would not complete unless they had money in their coffers, and we put the money in their coffers. We transferred USDT into their coffers, and these transactions went through. So that's sort of basically it in a nutshell. So my point of this whole exercise was to show you that this isn't real arbitrage trading. Now let's just say I got it wrong. Let's just say Danny doesn't know what he's talking about. Now I'm just going to change the battery in my camera. Then if that's the case, then why doesn't somebody like Shavez or any of those people that have learned how this arbitrage trade thing works come on our YouTube channels and put us right? Why not say, hey, you guys don't know what you're talking about. This is really state-of-the-art stuff. We're going to actually show you where you're wrong in your ways. So no one has ever done that other than being taunted to come onto their meetings every now and again, telling me that they're going to hire me as their website marketing guru. They just taunt us, and they say that we're creating the FUD. We haven't created any FUD. What we're actually doing is repeating the information that's coming up in the Telegram groups. For example, yesterday they said to everyone that they were going to launch. They were going to launch the DApp, the real testing thing. I don't even think the DApp is launched with real testing, and they said it was going to be done at the end of the day, which is now. As far as I'm concerned, it's not going. So what did Rob say there? He pulled me up on something. He said, actually, because there's no trading, they don't need any code at all. I'm glad I didn't make a mistake. No, that's great. And that's true. I hope you got my email too, Rob. Wouldn't mind you looking at that as soon as you can. Wouldn't mind. I've just got to separate the currencies as a bit of a problem. I'll ring you later. But have a look at your emails if you haven't got a chance. So that's basically me. We've had quite a good day today. There was one thing I did want to do, and that was actually go through my own meeting and find the code. There was at 35 minutes into my own meeting, we had a few questions. So there's two things I'm going to do right now. I'm going to find one of the questions that was posted by Bob. I think it was Bob. And as soon as the question come online, they removed it. But in the meantime, I want to go through all the questions that were posted in the chat room when they were running the meeting this morning. I'm just going to get my computer to read them out. And I'm doing this because they remove the questions they don't want to answer. And also they select the few questions that they can answer, and the whole lot is rigged. There's no reason for them not to leave the chat room open all the time. They open up the chat room for 5 minutes and everyone storms in there. The village people storm in there and post their question, and then they pluck out all the people. I put my hand up there today and I got kicked out within seconds. There was also Taylor, who was in the chat room here with us. He said he put his hand up. He also got kicked out. What type of organization or company would kick out people and do it like that? And why would they not let people ask questions that are tricky? After all, if you're an investor, and you invest in this company, you think you'd have a right to ask questions. So let's have a wee listen and let's see what we can listen to. And in the meantime, I'm going to just read out all these questions in one go and you can listen to them. And I'm going to go back onto my own live and find the question that was asked that was removed, because I got a screenshot of it. Let's see how we get on. So here we go. Have a listen to this first.
I'd like to know, for people who have registered after the 6th, will their whitelisting start during testing or after the official launch of Boomerang? I have a few accounts for myself and my downline that are not showing as whitelisted. When will they be whitelisted? When will I be able to start? Will there be a recommended list of profitable trades eventually? If my license is not whitelisted, will it be done by the time we start? Thank you. Please, when will pending licenses be whitelisted? It has been more than 2 weeks now. I'd like to know, for people who have registered after the 6th, if their whitelisting will start during testing or after the official launch of Boomerang. I have a few accounts for myself and my downline that are not showing as whitelisted. When will they be whitelisted? I am not clear about the total withdrawal in a month. Also, some people in my downline are asking for refunds due to the delays and frustration. More than 2 weeks now. When will I be able to start?
That's a good one. People, I bet that's one of us. But this is true. Any other company that didn't launch, now they're meant to have launched on the 1st of March. Now get your calendar out. When I'm recording this video, it's March. It's I think it's 75 days. Is it 75 days and no launch? All right, so I've got this window open here, and I did have it open at the right point, but I want to see if I can capture the question that was posted by Bob, I believe. And what I think is going to happen, Rob, because I know you're listening, is I believe that trans shit is going to become the new Shavez. Shavez is, I got told in that secret meeting that we heard, that that Shavez doesn't want to be the CEO anymore. Now, if that's the case, then it would be quite normal for Trash Shit to come in here and be the new Shavez. He's got the beard. He hasn't got a monobrow yet anyway. He could always put one in. But I wouldn't mind betting that's the case. Now, the reason why I'm playing my own live is because I want to see the questions come up in the chat room, and I want to see if I missed any of them. But yeah, there would be a lot of logic to actually say, asking for a refund. I think that would be quite valid, actually, just saying. So I'm just turning that down, turning this up, make sure I've got the best sound. So I'm just waiting for that question to come along. And what I will do is I will actually put it on 2 times normal, and then we'll basically be able to stop it at the right time. So 8 questions are in there, 9 questions are in there at the moment, and I'm about to pause it. 11 questions were posted, 13 questions were posted, 12 questions were posted. So it went backwards. So somebody got their question removed. 13 questions posted. I'm just reading this. 12 questions. Right, here we go. So we'll just pause it there. Some of them are in Spanish. I didn't get any Spanish questions, so I presume they got removed. But download asking for a refund. So that's good. So RA asking for a refund. Please, when will pending licenses be whitelisted? So this is the other thing you've got to listen to, the terminology they use. They say that everyone will be able to trade and use the DApp who are whitelisted. So they sell you this license, and then you've got to wait for it to be whitelisted. But no one's talking about the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is actually, I've got an elephant, so we might as well play that noise, is the fact that no one can get whitelisted easy. So there's another obstacle that you've got to overcome, which is ridiculous. So let's have a look. Some people download asking for a refund. Please send me the license. Okay, so let's carry on. So we've got 3 new messages there. I haven't picked them up yet. Not clear about the withdrawals. Please, when will pending licenses be? So it went from 2 questions to 3 questions, which means that I think Bob's in here asking questions. Is that a word? Few accounts download. What have we got? Not clear about withdrawals. Also, some people's download asking for a refund. What's the delay? Also, please, when will pending licenses be whitelisted? 2 questions, 3 new questions. And I'm trying. Here we go. There it is. Oh, I love the name. I love this. So this is the one I wanted to get. Now, I'm going to actually copy it before I lose it. Because I think this one here is gold. It looks like a real prudent question. So I'm just going to copy that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge that so you guys can read it. And then we're going to go back to my copied slide. I'll just get rid of this. I've got these boxes to click on. Nothing simple these days. Here it is. And hopefully I'll be able to get that question in a form where I can actually read it, have it read, because I'm not a reader and I want to hear what it says. And I love these comments because this is a big pre-prepared question, really cut and paste. Hold it. 1 minute, please, caller. So you can read. You read it while I try and make it easy for Danny to read. Yeah, right. So now I've got to copy that. I go back to my list, and I will give these to you too, Rob, if you want to get the real questions. Oh, no, what happened then? Hi, Shavez. Did he put a website address in there? What? How did that work? Day. Start by day. Oh, no, that's right. See, right, I've done. All right, so day. All right, so I'll just get rid of these boxes now. So what I've done, I've copied that into my list so I can read it, and I will read this. So I want to hear what this guy says. Let's see. This is somebody, I don't know who it is, but let's pretend we think it's some disgruntled person. I'll just say manual interest. It says manual traders. Just make sure, where did that come up? Manual trading. Oh, hold it. Trading. Just checking the spelling before I get it read out. Otherwise, you'll think, oh, that's so funny. It's so funny. Days asking sugar. Sugar? Coated ginger. This is going to be good. Here we go. Let's have a listen. Come on, computer. You've got this. Oh, damn. Hold it. Turn the volume back up. Right, here we go. You ready? Okay, here we go. Once again.
Hi, Shavez. Hope you're doing great. This was a great initiative and life-changing event to all of us. This was a great plan so far, but the thing was that it is being delayed. We all know that you're trying so hard to introduce bot, but as of now, please try to start manual trading fist so that we won't lose hopes. Day by day, our hopes are getting shattered, Shavez. Anyhow, community is not showing any interest on bot as of now, but still, if you want to introduce bot, you can do it later on, Shavez. All the earnings which we have earned till now were spent already and no business being done from past 30 days, so please make manual trading live first. That fact is that even leaders are unable to convey this, and externally they're talking like sugar-coated ginger. Please, Shavez, try to understand our pain and losing patience day by days.
Wow, well, that is not from us. Don't think that is actually an Avenger post. We've had other Avenger posts, which are always funny, and I don't think that one's that funny. So here's somebody actually pleading with the community. And now watch what happens to. So at the moment, there's 2 new messages. And if I carry on with that, it got deleted. I don't even notice that. It just got deleted. And now I'll go through some other. I'd like to know, for people who have registered after the 6th, is there white listing starting during the testing or after the official Boomerang live? Now, there's some very good questions. So people have bought licenses after the 6th of April. They were meant to launch on the 3rd of April. Well, yeah, I think the 3rd and the 8th and the 20th and the 1st of May, or maybe the 3rd of May. And it just keeps going. Every Wednesday, they claim that they're going to be launched. Even yesterday, they claimed they were going to launch. And then it turns out they're just going to take the site back out of maintenance mode. But here's a lady who bought a license on the 6th of April. And she's asking, when are they going to get whitelisted? Now, when they say that you'll be able to do this and then they go for whitelisted people, that word whitelisted is very important because you can't do anything. Oh, Taylor, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. So, I mean, this is actually quite amazing. So that lady's comment got removed because I couldn't grab it. That was one that got removed. Why would that get removed? Next thing. A few seconds. I'm trying to copy these ones. And we've got one new message. And you watch it jump up and down as I'm trying to frantically cut. Oh, see, it jumped up and down. That's because they're removing people's messages. And then you watch. In a second, they'll shut it down. See that? It's all in capitals. Will there be recommended list tokens of profitable trades eventually? So somebody's asking for what do you call it? Somebody's asking for improvements even before they've got the minimum viable product out. Don't you think that's a scream? But yeah, that's really amazing. So let's go here. Let's go. What have we got? If the license is not whitelisted, will it be done? Oh, hold it, not quite there. So it says, if my license is not whitelisted, will it be done till start? Don't know what that means, but hey, it sounds good to me. Everyone's trying to get their question in here as fast as they can before they shut that off. Okay, so my account was locked when this be fixed? Bill Johnson. Is that what would they know about Bill Johnson? He's one of our Avengers. My account was locked. When this be fixed? Bill Johnson. Good on you, mate. He in my downline. Oh, good on you, mate. When will I get access to the recordings? So you get these crazy questions. All these questions have been stripped out because I got all the questions I could. And obviously I went back there and looked through the history and all of them had disappeared. Of few accounts for me and downline that will not show whitelisted. When will they be whitelisted? So that's that person asking again, I think. Yeah, it is. So here I'm trying to, so they're asking when their account's going to be whitelisted because there's another hurdle in front of getting it going. I'm not clear about total withdrawals in the month. Also, some people downline are asking for a refund. Here we got that one. So that's a great question to ask. Ask for a refund. Demand a refund because they haven't delivered. You know, that's the trick. Somebody wants it translated in Hindi. I'm good with that. I bought a license on the 5th of April when I think it's meant to be I'm available to start. When am I available to start? Language must be a big barrier when you're trying to communicate with these guys as well. Knowing you have to put something in the chat room before it gets removed. Yeah, and then the chat's closed. I think she's disabled the chat. So now I'm going up through all the chat messages, trying to find all the messages that have been removed, and there's quite a few, as you can see. So there was literally all the high percentage of all the questions were being removed. And just for shits and giggles, let's just listen to the questions again. I'll use my computer to read them because I'm not the best reader in the world. And I think we're done for the day, but let's listen to this and then I'll have a look in the chat rooms. While you're listening to these again, I will literally go into the chat rooms and see what the Indian community is saying or what's happening in what do you call it? Tammy's room. Sorry, Lucky's room.
I'd like to know, for people who have registered after the 6th, will their whitelisting start during testing or after the official launch of Boomerang? I have a few accounts for myself and my downline that are not showing as whitelisted. When will they be whitelisted? When will I be able to start? Will there be a recommended list of profitable trades eventually? If my license is not whitelisted, will it be done by the time we start? Thank you. Please, when will pending licenses be whitelisted? It has been more than 2 weeks now. I'd like to know, for people who have registered after the 6th, if their whitelisting will start during testing or after the official launch of Boomerang. I have a few accounts for myself and my downline that are not showing as whitelisted. When will they be whitelisted? I am not clear about the total withdrawal in a month. Also, some people in my downline are asking for refunds due to the delays and frustration. More than 2 weeks now. When will I be able to start?
Yeah, so it doesn't look like everyone's a happy camper, to be honest, does it? Now, we have actually got what we call, we've set up this group and we might rename it one day, but at the moment it's actually called was/Boomerang FUD group. Fear and uncertainty. They reckon that's what we're doing, but we're not really what we're doing. But if you want to join that group, you're more than welcome. And the Avengers go in there quite a lot and post a lot of information. We just needed a place where we can keep ourselves secure. So we do have an Avenger chat, and there's only a handful of people in there. But we are being targeted, which is actually... so somebody just posted me a message saying, terrible, this Ponzi arrived in Brazil. It's going to do real damage to the people. Yeah, and we are getting a lot of messages from Brazilians. So if, and you know, look, honestly, guys, I mean, here's something on the screen right now, other than the super ticket money that I got given. Thank you very much. I'll just remove that. So here's how to report fraud. Now, this is India. So you can go to these websites and people go, oh, why don't you report them to here? And why don't you report them in here? And why don't you tell them? And I spend all day long. So do the Avengers. We've had lots of correspondence with lots of government agencies, and it's just a nightmare. They keep passing the buck. It's like a hot scone when you talk Ponzi scheme. No one likes it. In fact, a agent of America, Men in Black, told me that, what did he say? I can't remember, but he did tell me that when we talk about Ponzi schemes to the Men in Black in America, they glaze over because they said, I know what he said. They go after these, what they call the romance scams, where some old guy, 75 years of age, is lonely and decides to give his life savings to some mystery lady that's on the internet who's 18 or 21 years of age. He said they'd rather go after those ones because the cases that they like going after need to have some sort of, compassion and empathy. They want to be the hero, how they saved some 75-year-old guy from losing his life fortune. They said with Ponzi schemes, he said no one held a gun to the people's head when they willingly gave over their USDT to these organizations. There's a great program called on Netflix called BidCond, and I'd really recommend watching it. And the reason I say that is because I've watched it and they talk about a high percentage of all crypto opportunities that people invest in are scams. And it was something ridiculous. I can't remember. It was over 92%. Now, the other 8%, it's like, this might be a bit rude to say, but I'll say it anyway. There was a survey done on the internet about men that masturbate. Yes, I said masturbate. And they said that the survey came back and it said 95% of all men masturbate. 5% of all men are liars. But the point is, with these crypto platform opportunities with BidCond, it's a great document to watch. They reckon that, I can't remember exactly, but it was a high percentage, like 92% of these platforms where you put your money and they claim that you're going to, be made rich. They reckon 92% of them are scams. So I reckon 8% of them haven't been discovered yet. That's how I take it. Now, we're not against crypto. by all means. We're actually against people who claim they can take your crypto and do wonderful things with it and give it back to you. And some of the things that you can watch out with. So you might have seen some of our other videos. We have flags. We have these flags. And would you believe you can't buy these flags anymore? But I used to have a link on AliExpress where you could go buy a flag. And I was going to start up my own merch line and sell flags. But I might actually do that. But I don't really feel like sending flags off to people. And I can't find a site that sells red flags. And this is what you call a referee red flag. And you'll see me waving it quite a lot. A lot of fun. But I always say to people, there's 3 things that you look out for if you're thinking of investing your money. There's more than 3 things, but the first thing is, does it involve crypto? Does the person that wants to take your money let you only pay with USDT? If that's the case, that's normally the first red flag. Now, they could provide a bank account. They could be a registered company, and you could put their money into the bank account. That would give me more peace of mind, because also, can I pay for their membership fee with your credit card? Because if you did, you'd be able to go back to the credit card company and ask for your money back because you never received the product. Now, I do a lot of online shops. You might have seen some of my videos recently where I'm actually showing people how I make my living doing drop shipping. Now, check out those videos, and I've just got somebody who's interested in me designing a website for them for the UK market. Yes, I can do it. I can be hired, and we can set up drop shipping websites for you using all the expertise that I've learned over the last. Well, I've been doing drop shipping for over 5 years, but I've been doing product sales online for probably 20 years. And I've had products in my house and I've manually sold them, which I call bricks and mortar selling. And these days I just do drop shipping. So every day I sell products online that I don't have. I get them shipped from China directly to people's doorsteps all around the globe. It's a great way to make a living. So I'm running a whole lot of tutorials on that, and I'm actually now taking our dropshipping business to a new level. Anyway, so I've had an inquiry for somebody who would like me to set up a shop potentially in the UK for them. And they asked me, would I do that? And I went, yeah, of course I would. That's exactly what we want to help people with. And we provide online training as well. And that's how I support myself. Now, I got sidetracked there, but I want to get back to my point, is that the flags, right? So if they provided a bank account or you could pay by credit card, then you could go back. If you hadn't received the product within 60 days, a credit card company, Visa or MasterCard, will refund your money, because everyone that sells a product has to have that product delivered within 60 days, because that's in the terms and conditions of the credit card company. So, for example, if you were buying a Boomerang license and they let you pay by credit card, that means they'd also have to become a merchant, and they'd have to have a proper company, a proper entity, and that's usually a good telltale sign. So with the modern unregulated world, we can actually pay using crypto, and that bypasses everything to do with the real world. Also bypasses all the protection that you have as a consumer. Right, flag number 2. Does it offer you rewards? If you sign up, you're going to get rewards. Does it have a affiliate program where that if I refer it to somebody else, that I get a percentage of that money that they sign up with? If it does, that basically means it's involved with multi-level marketing. Now, I can't stand the bottom feeders of the planet, and they are multi-level marketers. Let's take an example. Joe said that he's never done arbitrage trading before in his life and doesn't understand it. And then the next day, he's telling everyone that this license that he's trying to get you to buy is 100% genuine arbitrage trading. How can someone who says they've never done arbitrage trading and puts his hands up in the air and goes, I don't understand it, claim that it's 100% arbitrage trading that they're doing? Now, I'm not a professional, as I said earlier on. I just showed you on their own blockchain that this isn't real arbitrage trading. Then what is it? It's a scam, ladies and gentlemen. They're scamming you out of your money. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's actually direct fraud. Direct fraud. They're telling you you're going to get something and you haven't got it. It's over 75 days. In the real world, if you pay with a credit card, you'll be able to claim that back from your credit card company and say, I never delivered. There's companies in the UK that are actually going after the banks, because the banks have allowed people to deposit their money into crypto opportunities and haven't warned the people enough to actually say they shouldn't have done it. And now I'm watching videos of people learning how to put money into these platforms and bypassing the bank system because the bank's trying to stop them from doing it, claiming freedom of investment. Absolutely shocking. So that's flag number 2. I'll just reiterate that if it's got a multi-level marketing component and also they offer rewards for you being a membership. Now, legally speaking, the reward things, the Men in Black tell me that saying that you buy a membership with crypto and then they're going to pay you in rewards is actually a loophole, which is actually stuck up quite well for the scammers, because a lot of the Men in Black told me that they can't do much about these rewards. Is a real problem. Bitcoin Rodney, as I said, he's incarcerated. He's actually going to be done for drugs first, because they've got him for drug trafficking. Second thing they're going to do him for is money laundering. So when Hyperverse and Hyperfunnel fell over, they realized that he was taking cash from people. He was taking cash for another entity over here, and then he was setting up people's Hyperverse accounts and using his HU dollars that he couldn't get out of the system to create people's new accounts. At one point, Bitcoin Rodney was saying to people, because he was such a big promoter of Hyperverse, that people who couldn't get their money out, he was still able to get his money off the platform. So he would say to somebody, if you want to get your $10,000 out, I will give you $7,000 and take the 30% for himself. At one point, it got to the stage where he decided that the game was up, and Hyperverse cut him off. They realized what he was doing, and basically he offered to give away, I think, 45 million HU dollars. It was a big thing at the time. I can't remember the exacts, so don't quote me on that. But that's the second thing they're going to do him on. And the third one is recklessly promoting a platform via Zoom, recklessly promoting something, just like you see Joe doing and Carl doing, and all these Chantel are all doing these promotions. That's one of the things they're going after Bitcoin Rodney with, is the fact that he was recklessly promoting a Ponzi or a crypto opportunity that didn't actually exist or wasn't actually verified as true and genuinely. They call it recklessly promoting. It's quite amazing. But that's the third thing. So what I'm getting at is he is incarcerated, and even just Bitcoin Beauty, she's admitted guilt to the same thing. But because she became an informant and was trying to trap Sam Lee, yes, that's true. I just said that. I believe she'll walk. But last week she got sentenced, and I haven't heard what she got sentenced with. But if you go to my YouTube channel and go to my community area and scroll down a little bit, you'll see I did a survey on what we believe that she will get. I've had about 40 votes, which is actually quite good for my YouTube channel. And just for shits and giggles, why don't we just go there now and show you how that works? So remember to navigate your way through the YouTube channel. And if you like and subscribe and do all those wonderful things that all YouTubers want, it really does help Google like my YouTube channel. And I added up last week, I did 29 videos, would you believe, including shorts and the like. But if you go into the community area, you will see that I've got quite a few videos. There's 2 videos or 3 videos, maybe 4 videos on drop shipping. I've just done 4 different websites that we're currently selling. And if you come down here, you'll see some pretty good videos. And we should have a poll. There it is there. So currently I've got 43 votes. Thank you very much. Brenda Chunga, aka Bitcoin Beauty, pleaded guilty to her role in a $2 billion Ponzi scheme, Hyperverse. And you can read the what she's been charged for there. Brenda is getting sentenced today. What do you think the outcome will be? And we've got 60% of people think 5 years in prison, which is the maximum you can actually get for being involved in a Ponzi scheme. Would you believe? She's going to get a fine, lifetime ban from financial sector. She wasn't even in the financial sector, unfortunately, but I had to put that in there. Community service and mandatory education. They're going to teach her how to be not be silly with her money. And probation and strict monitoring. I reckon probation and strict monitoring, which is 2% of the people. I always go with the underdogs. But hey, by all means, guys, go and have a look at that there in my community area. But yeah, and the third thing, the third red flag is some really common sense stuff that you really want to think about, guys. Does it sound too good to be true? I mean, they use scare tactics, don't they? They tell you that what money do you get? If you put $10,000 in your bank, what do you get from your bank? You get nothing. So put $10,000 into a platform, lose your principal, and you might get paid what we say. Once your principal's used up, we'll run out. If you recruit new people, we'll keep paying you. But if you don't recruit new people, the whole platform's going to fall over. So if it sounds too good to be true, ladies and gentlemen, that's the third red flag. Just some real basic things. Look, I could sit here all day long trying to prove to you guys that Boomerang isn't a genuine platform. But at the end of the day, if it is a genuine platform or isn't a genuine platform, you're missing the scam. You're missing what the scam is. Do you know what I'm talking about? Think about it. What do multi-level marketers want? They want a product or potentially a service to sell. And this gives them something genuine to sell. They don't care whether it works or not. They would sell you a car that didn't have an engine in it, and you'd jump in the car and try to start it and there'd be no engine. They would sell that to you at full price. They would tell you that that car can travel across water. They would tell you that that car also can fly. They wouldn't be able to prove it, but they will say whatever it takes for you to buy that car. Once they buy that, you buy that car, they get a commission. And they'll be off. Now you've got trend shit here that looks like he's been groomed to be the new Shavez. He is currently promoting another Ponzi scheme or another arbitrage trading platform called trade11.net. When we looked at him this morning, I zoomed up on his window in his web browser and you could see it's one of his tabs to log in. Now Shavez has told the Indian community to stop picking on his staff, for use of a better word. He also told that if people like Transit, Chantal, Carl, Yvonne Henry start promoting other arbitrage platform, he will shut them off. And in the we got that message, was actually in the Indian Zoom last Wednesday. He threatened people in the Indian community to stop picking on people and asking them when he's going to deliver the product that he says. He comes up with these dates, we don't. And then he also told his leaders that if they were to promote any other arbitrage platform, he would cut them off. So trade shit. And we've also found out that Joe has also signed up for trade11.net, which isn't doing arbitrage trading either. It's built on Wix. Wix is the worst website performance ever. Now, I signed up for an account because I want to see how it works. When I put my password in, it turned up on the screen for everyone to see. No company would ever develop a website that's around the financial sector and let your password be displayed on the screen. But ladies and gentlemen, it got worse. I received an email with my password that I created in my email box. Inconceivable. Emailing people your password is so dangerous. Every time I send an email to you, if we were to correspond together, it would go through so many computers and all that information. If it's not encrypted, they would see your password. It's just so shady. It's not funny. Don't be fooled. Well, that's my dash. I've got to go work for a living. You've been listening to Danny the Heck, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Thank you for getting to this end of the podcast. Hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to search me out on the internet. Just search for Danny the Heck. You'll find me all over the place. I have an awesome YouTube channel which I do videos every week. So just go to youtube.com/theheck and you'll make my day. Hey, thanks for listening, and please do make sure you subscribe. And any comments, feedback, or suggestions, find my website and send them through. Have a great day.